All right, ready for a deep dive?
Always.
Today we're going somewhere you might not expect. The
Oh,
world of YouTube motivational speeches.
interesting.
We're going to be unpacking a speech.
Okay.
It's by Eddie Pinheiro.
Right?
It's called Persevere.
Icy.
Now, before you say anything,
Yeah.
you don't have to be a sports fan to
Got
get
it.
something out of this one.
Got it.
This is about overcoming challenges
Okay.
to achieve what we want to achieve.
Right.
Pretty universal stuff.
Yeah, definitely. What's fascinating is
Yeah.
Pinheiro uses golf to explore human experiences.
And right away,
Yeah.
Pinheiro gives this idea
Mhm.
that really stuck with me.
Okay.
Knowing what you don't want
Right.
is a powerful starting point for change.
That's a really interesting way to think about it.
Yeah.
Instead of just our aspirations,
Right.
we need to identify the things
Yeah.
that aren't working,
Mm-hmm.
the things that are holding us back.
Yeah, he talks about
Yeah.
building a bridge to something better. But he reassures us
Mhm.
we don't need the entire path
Right.
mapped out to begin.
Right.
And not knowing what steps 2,000 and 3,000
Okay.
look like is
Right.
totally okay.
I think that resonates with a lot of people,
Right.
that fear of the unknown.
The fear of not having the
Yeah.
perfect plan.
Totally. It's freeing.
Yeah.
It gives you permission
Yeah.
to take that first step.
Exactly.
Even if you can't see the whole staircase,
Right.
it's more about the direction
Yeah.
you're heading
Okay.
than having every detail ironed out.
And that's where I think this really connects.
Yeah.
He taps into that feeling
Yeah.
of, I know I'm not where I'm supposed to be. You know, this isn't right for me.
Right.
Wherever here is for you,
Yeah.
that feeling becomes your fuel.
And the best part
Yeah.
is you don't have to explain yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Like he says,
Yeah.
you don't owe explanations.
Mm.
Apologies aren't required of you.
Right.
It's that feeling inside you,
Right.
that conviction
Okay.
that there's something more out there
Okay.
that drives you.
So let's pause here for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to think about
Okay.
what you are currently putting up with
Right.
that you know
Yeah.
deep down isn't serving you.
What's here?
Yeah, what's that situation or circumstance that just feels off?
And building on that,
Yeah.
think about
Okay.
what's one tiny step,
Yeah.
no matter how small,
Okay.
you could take today
Okay.
to shift away from that here.
Mm-hmm.
Just one little action
Okay.
in the right direction.
Pinheiro then throws in this anecdote
Oh, yeah.
about Tiger Woods.
Mm-hmm.
He's faced his share of ups and downs.
Right.
He mentions this interview
Oh, yeah.
where Tiger was asked about
Mhm.
his performance,
Okay.
and his response was something like,
All right.
"Things aren't the way I'd like them to feel,
Okay.
but I've given myself a chance."
I think what's so striking about that and why it resonates beyond golf
Right.
is that
Mm.
it emphasizes possibility.
Okay.
Everyone faces setbacks,
Yeah.
but it's that choice to keep going,
Right.
to give yourself a chance,
Yeah.
that opens the door to something better.
He didn't let those setbacks define him.
Yeah,
He recognized that he
Yeah.
still had the potential to turn things around.
that's powerful.
Yeah.
And it speaks to Pinheiro's next point
Okay.
about perspective.
All right.
Instead of feeling like
Good.
things are happening to us,
Yeah.
what if we started seeing them as happening for us?
That's a huge shift.
It is.
Right.
Yeah.
Those obstacles and setbacks
Mhm.
suddenly become opportunities for growth, for
Mhm.
learning,
Yeah,
for building resilience.
absolutely.
Maybe it's not always easy
Yeah.
to see it that way.
Yeah.
But what if we tried?
I agree that
Yeah.
reframing challenges can be powerful,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it's important
Okay.
to acknowledge that not every difficult situation is positive.
Yeah.
Sometimes bad things
Mm-hmm.
are just bad things.
You're right. It's not about blindly accepting everything,
Right.
but rather about how we respond to
Yeah.
those challenges.
It
Do we
does.
let them defeat us,
Mhm.
or do we use them as fuel to grow?
Right.
And that's where
Yeah.
perspective comes in,
Mm-hmm.
recognizing that we have a choice
Yeah.
in how we view these situations,
Right.
and we can use that choice
Exactly.
to empower ourselves.
Pinheiro argues
Yeah.
that when we make that shift,
Okay.
when we trade, it's happening to me, it's happening for me.
Right.
It opens us up to advantages
Okay.
that were previously unavailable.
What do you make of that?
It's like taking off blinders.
Ah.
You start to see possibilities and solutions
Okay.
that you might have missed
Yeah.
when you were focused on the negative.
I see.
It's like he's saying,
Yeah.
hey, life is throwing you curveballs, but what if you saw them as a chance
Mm.
to really show off your skills.
Oh, I love that analogy.
Right.
It's about recognizing that
Yeah.
those curveballs, those challenges,
Yeah.
can actually help us develop
Right.
skills and strengths we didn't even know we had.
And sometimes those misfortunes can even nudge us onto a path
Right.
we were meant to be on.
Right.
He also emphasizes that we're
Yeah.
not defined by our past,
Right.
but by the lessons we've learned.
Yeah.
Our past doesn't dictate our future.
Mm-hmm.
It informs it.
Uh-huh. Think of it this way.
Okay.
Your past has brought you to this very moment
Right.
with all these valuable experiences.
Yeah.
But you hold the pen
Hooked.
to write the next chapter of your story.
Interesting.
What will that chapter hold?
So what challenges are you facing
Mm-hmm.
that you could reframe as opportunities?
And going even deeper,
Yeah.
what misfortunes might be nudging you
Right.
towards a path?
That's more aligned with who you are.
Pinera's speech ends with this incredible call to action.
Right.
Leave the stands and make your way to the stage.
Mhm.
We're sure the stakes are higher,
Right.
but so is the upside.
Talk about chills.
Right.
It's an invitation
Yeah.
to step into our power,
Okay.
to embrace those challenges
Right.
and the rewards that come with living a life of purpose.
He's not just telling us to persevere.
Right.
He's showing us how,
Yeah.
by highlighting the importance of self-awareness,
Mm-hmm.
perspective shifts,
Yeah.
and embracing opportunities for growth. He goes on to say, and this part really stuck with me,
Mm-hmm.
the world will only give you what you ask for.
It's simple,
Right.
but it's so powerful.
Yeah.
It reminds us
Yeah.
that we have the power
Okay.
to shape our own realities, to
Yeah.
create the lives we want.
Right.
But we have to ask for it,
Mm-hmm.
demand it,
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
in the work.
It's about recognizing our own agency,
Right.
our own ability to
so
influence our lives.
we're not passengers.
Right.
We're participants.
And the more we embrace that,
yeah.
the more fulfilling our journey becomes.
So I'll leave you with this.
Okay.
What are you settling for?
Ooh.
What are you tolerating
Right.
that you know isn't serving you?
And building on that,
Yeah.
what's one small step you can take today
Mm-hmm.
to start demanding more from yourself?
To start moving towards that something more
Right.
that Pinheiro talks about.
It doesn't have to be a giant leap,
Right.
just a small step in the right direction.
Exactly. It's like that saying,
Yeah.
you miss 100% of the shots you don't take
Right.
by not demanding more from ourselves.
Yeah.
We're basically staying in the stands,
Right.
watching life pass us by.
It reminds me of something else Pinheiro said
Okay.
that really stuck with me.
Yeah.
This might sound a bit counterintuitive,
Okay.
but he talks about the importance of looking back
Right.
at past challenges,
Okay.
not to dwell on them,
Right.
but to appreciate
Mm-hmm.
how far we've come.
It's so easy to get caught up
I know.
in the day-to-day
Right.
that we forget to acknowledge our own resilience.
Yeah, we forget how strong we actually are.
We've all been through tough times,
Yeah.
faced obstacles,
Mm.
and yet here we are,
Right.
taking a moment to reflect on those experiences
Yeah.
can be incredibly empowering.
It's like taking inventory
Yeah.
of your own strength.
Right.
Think about a time when you thought,
Yeah.
I can't handle this,
Mm-hmm.
but you did.
You push through.
You adapted, you learned,
Right.
and remembering those moments
Yeah.
can fuel our confidence
Absolutely.
to face whatever lies ahead.
It's proof
Yeah.
that we're capable of so much more.
Than we give ourselves credit for.
So much more.
Now, here's where Pinheiro takes an interesting turn.
Okay.
He introduces this analogy of life being like a tournament, saying, you've made the cut. You get to play in your Masters tomorrow.
I love that.
I love that visual.
It reframes those setbacks
Yeah.
as just part of the game.
Right. Those moments where we feel like
Yeah.
we've stumbled
Mm-hmm.
are just part of the game.
Exactly. And
Ah.
it highlights the importance of showing up,
Yeah.
even when it's tough.
Even when you don't want to.
Yeah, because by choosing to keep playing,
Yeah.
we give ourselves a chance.
Right. And sometimes that's all it takes.
That willingness to keep going,
Mm-hmm. To keep believing in yourself.
yeah, in the possibility of a comeback.
He also points out how often we focus on what we don't have,
Right.
the gaps, the holes,
Mhm.
instead of seeing the opportunities right
Yeah.
in front of us.
We get so caught up
Right.
comparing ourselves to others.
To some idealized version of success
Right.
that we fail to recognize
Yeah.
our own strengths and advantages.
It's like we're
Yeah.
looking for what's wrong.
Instead of appreciating what's right.
Exactly.
And he makes a great point about
Yeah.
flexibility being an asset,
Right.
but only if we actually
Right.
recognize it and use it.
It's one thing to be adaptable.
Uh-huh.
It's another to put that into action.
And that's where the magic happens.
That's where it all comes together.
When we step outside of our comfort zones,
Right.
embrace the unknown,
Absolutely.
and allow ourselves to be shaped by these experiences.
It all goes back to those
Uh-huh.
curveballs we discussed.
Yeah, it's about being open to
Mhm.
pivoting, to adjusting our approach,
Yeah.
to finding new solutions.
When the old ones don't work,
Exactly.
it's about seeing those twists and turns as opportunities for growth and innovation.
Like that quote,
Yeah.
the only constant is change.
Right.
The more we resist it,
Mm-hmm.
the more we struggle.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
when we embrace it,
Uh-huh.
when we see it as a chance to evolve,
Right.
that's when we thrive.
So as we wrap up our deep dive.
Yeah. Into Eddie Pinero's Persevere,
Okay.
I want to highlight one final takeaway
All right.
that really resonated with me.
Okay.
He says,
Mm-hmm.
the world will only give you what you ask for.
It's simple,
It is.
but powerful.
It puts the responsibility on us,
It does.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's a reminder
Mm-hmm.
that we have the power
Yeah.
to shape our own reality.
And create the lives we want.
Right. But we have to be willing to ask for it,
To demand it.
to put in the work.
The works.
It's about recognizing our own agency.
Our ability to influence our own lives.
We're not just passive passengers.
Right. We're active participants.
And the more we embrace that role,
Yeah.
the more fulfilling our journey becomes.
So I'll leave you with this.
Right.
What are you settling for?
No, that's a good one.
What are you tolerating
Yeah.
that you know isn't serving you?
And building on that,
Yeah.
what's one small step
right?
you
Yeah.
can take today
Today.
to start demanding more from yourself? To start moving towards that something more
Right.
that Pinero talks about.
You know, it's amazing how much wisdom can be packed into a
Yeah.
simple motivational speech.
And what's great about Pinero
Yeah.
is that he makes you think.
He doesn't just talk at you.
Right.
He challenges you
Yeah.
to look inward.
He weaves together personal stories,
Mm-hmm.
relatable experiences, and then those thought-provoking reframes
Exactly.
that make you question yourself.
He doesn't just tell us to persevere.
Right.
He gives us the tools
Yeah, the strategies.
to actually do it.
And he acknowledges
Yeah.
that everyone struggles.
Right.
Hmm?
We all face challenges.
We all have those moments of doubt.
Yeah, but it's how we respond.
That defines us.
He reminds us that we're not alone.
Right.
We're all in this together.
Facing our own obstacles.
But connected by that
Yeah.
shared human experience
Wanting to grow.
of wanting to grow,
To overcome.
to become better.
And sometimes,
Mm.
all it takes
Mm-hmm.
is a little nudge,
Right.
a fresh perspective,
A reminder
that we can do more.
that we're capable of more.
Yeah,
That's what Pinero does so well.
he does.
So as we wrap up our deep dive,
Mm-hmm.
I want to leave you with this.
Okay.
Remember that question Pinero asked?
Oh, yeah. What are you demanding of yourself?
What evolution are you ready to embrace?
Let that question sink in.
Don't just listen
Yeah.
and move on.
Really sit with it.
Let it challenge you,
Let it provoke you
inspire you.
to take action.
We've talked about so much.
So many powerful ideas.
Knowing what you don't want.
Reframing challenges.
Embracing flexibility.
Remembering your resilience.
But the real work
Yeah.
starts now.
What are you going to do with this?
How will you apply it?
Think about that one small step
That one action you can take today
to move towards that vision
towards that something more.
that Pinero talks about.
And hey, we'd love to hear what you're working on.
Join the conversation online.
Use the hashtag #DeepDivePersevere.
Tell us about the challenges you're facing.
The evolution you're embracing.
Until next time,
Keep diving deep.
and keep pushing forward.